Number 44. Which
C,
statement
the right answer, but I want you to stay with your elimination so you don't get outside your procedure. So in turning, you should cancel the signatures before that's out. You don't need one that's out. Pretty easy. Anybody know the numbers? So, how soon do you put your signal on before turn? Well, what's it say in the handbook? We're talking about record car, the record driving handbook. What's it say? 100 feet. 100 feet. Now that 100 feet is normally in urban areas of the city area. On the Beltway, we like to use between 1 and 3. Why? Because you're moving quicker. Right? So if I'm at Herring Parkway and I want to get off at Hartford Road, that's the next exit, right? That's quite a bit of distance here between Herring, if you can visualize it, between Herring Parkway and Hartford Road. I want to start signaling right past the Herring Parkway exit. That gives me about 1 to 300 feet before I get into that merge lane, right? So that's the thing in my signal early. You want to let people know. When I see a big truck, man. Don't do this. You know what I mean? Signal and steer wheel at the same time ain't gonna work. Alright, very good. 45. Alright, double clutches. So I'm not gonna talk a whole lot about this, but it does come up. Which of these statements about double clutching and shifting is true? Which of these statements about double clutching and shifting is true? Not wasting a lot of time here because it's very, very practical. So there's two kinds of people that drive a clutch. Who here drives a clutch? Everybody? Who here drives a clutch? Again? Who shifts key? Who knows how to drive a clutch? Alright, so I shift audibly. What does that mean? I'm listening to the roar of the engine. So if it's going, and I shifted on the dumbass, right? Because I'm gonna blow the motor. Right? So I'm shifting audibly. First gear, second gear, third gear. Well, that's the same as using the tachometer. Right? So some people are visual and some people are audible. I do both, but I'm more audible. I'm listening to the motor. And I'll tell you how different that is. If you're like me, like on the way in, my big Jeep's out here, it's a 6-speed. If I got the music on, which I always do, I can't hear the motor roaring. So I got to watch the RPMs to know, am I shifting too early or am I late? You know what I mean? Because if you're late, you're lugging. If you're too early, you haven't wound out the gear below it. So you're going to be. That's one way to go. That's just one way. You go over that on the simulator. Simulator side. 4-6. Alright, so remember I told you there's going to be typos? Not only in some of my PowerPoints, but the live websites you're going to get into. This is one of them. This is a typo. Which of these best describes how you should use the brake pedal on a long, steep, downhill grade? Which of these is best telling you how to use the brake pedal on a long, steep, downhill grade? So let me say this, and then maybe after the break I'll show you that video guide to set in the middle. There's no light steady in commercial drive. There'll be some people that would tell you that, oh yes, light steady pressure. Light steady pressure is not going to do anything for you going downhill and smoke your brakes down. But your foot is on the brake pad the whole time. So this is a typo. That's what they're going to be wanting. What about number 1? Light pump reaction. You cannot pump air brakes on a commercial vehicle. Right? So that's out. Well, weak point. So let me jump away from 3. Number 4 says, with stronger pressure as the vehicle goes downhill, and this is also incorrect. Right? So with they're going to want, what they're going to give you as the right answer is number 2. It is not. It is number 3. Repeated skull pressure, then release. What do we call that? Anybody know what that technique is?
Is that the pump? Is that the consistent pumping?
No, we don't pump air brakes. You can't pump it. It's called snub braking. SNUB. So I want you to write all 3 of these down. Snub is your downhill procedure only. SNUB. SNUB. What is it? It's this. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. You're hitting the brakes and holding them. You're exerting power to the brakes. 1, 2, 3, and release. 1, 2, 3, release. And that will get you 5 miles below safe speed. We're going to talk about that later. So that's repeated skull pressure and release. When you brake to mean it. If you're going downhill and safe speed is 25 miles an hour, what do you want to be doing? 20. How do I get 20? Right there. 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. When I'm at 20 miles an hour, I stop braking. I let it roll again. Once my speed goes back to safe, 25 miles an hour, I repeat this. That's how you wind up at the bottom of the hill, and everything is cool in the universe. You haven't crapped all over yourself, scared yourself to death. You don't hurt nobody, right? Because if you do this, that's exactly what's going to happen. I had a couple guys here last year that one guy, Neil, a big white guy, he was driving, he drove a little longer than me, and he was trained like steady on this class. And I explained to him why, and he understood by the end of the class why he would never use like steady clutches. It accomplishes absolutely 0. You'll know what I mean once we get into air brakes, you'll know exactly what. So this is what we want. So anytime you descend a hill in a commercial vehicle, big dumpster truck or tractor or whatever it may be, you want to know what your safe speed is, and then you want to say, what gear is it that I want to be in to allow me to snub out 5 miles below safe speed. So if safe speed's 40, I'm going to snub to 35. Let it roll again to 40 and snub again back to 35. See what I mean? So what am I telling you there? You're never exceeding what? Safe speed. You're bouncing off of safe speed. Like, here's safe, 35. I'm never exceeding that. And that's a real professional driver, right? So, in this case here, this is a typo, ignore it. You may have one of these in a paper test, I'll let you know. But we are interested only in snubbing. So what's the other? We have 3 brakings. What's the next one I want you to write down? So snub, and the next one starts with an S as well. What's it called? No, stab. S-T-A-B. Stab braking. Snub braking, stab braking, and then the last one is what you're going to be using 90% of the time, control braking. Snub, stab, control.
So there's 3 types of break-ins?
3 types of braking.
3 types of break-ins.
You will mostly be using the first and last. With stab braking, you are in an emergency situation, you're trying to stab the brake pedal, just like it says, to be able to lock the wheels intentionally. You're having a hard time slowing down, so you're stabbing, you're doing this on the brake pedal. When do we use stab braking? Never. Why do we never use it? Yeah, ABS. You can't stab brake ABS. We're going to get into that in air brakes. So ABS is going to tell the computer to do what? Not lock the wheels. But what is stab braking? Intentionally locking the wheels. It is only available to you when it all goes bad. When your ABS fails, you'll run away, you have stab braking available to you. On the test that you're going to be getting here and in MTA, you've got to make sure when you get a question surrounding stab braking that they're either telling you or not telling you that ABS is functioning. So if ABS is functioning, what braking are we using? Control. The last
ABS is functioning, what braking uses control.
So the first one, just keep it in your mind, so I gave it to you first. Snow is only for downhill procedure. If you're on a straightaway, you're never going to use snow braking. You don't need it. You have engine braking, right? Stab braking, again, only available if your ABS fails. Everybody follow me on that? You have ABS in your cars. You can stab brake your car if your ABS fails and stop. You'll put it into a skid, and that's what you want. The thing is, when the wheels start to skid, you got to release again, and then hit it again. So you're locking, unlocking, and locking. Locking, unlocking, and locking. Go over. Reset. Alright, so we're giving all the good stuff right out of the gate. Which of this statements about speed management? This is not like your speed management were reduced by how much on the wet road?
Like 20. Oh, okay. Hold on. Go say it again.
Fraction.
Oh.
Fraction.
One third.
One handful of snow cover, cold on the ice, right? Well, this is the language part of speed management. So which of these statements about speed management is true? Now let's look at the possibilities here. Empty trucks always stop at a shorter distance than fully loaded. Well, absolutely not. Out, right? If you're empty, the wheels are bouncing, you have no traction. It takes longer to stop an empty truck than a loaded one. Our vehicles are what? They're designed to have weight in them. Without weight, you're no good. This is why I don't want to drive empty trucks. I'm not getting paid, and you can't stop it. You're not getting paid. If you drive it empty, well, what is it? I need something in here. I need a product to take this Harry home with.
Right. You go, nobody go in and come.
And if I ain't got none, I can't stop the truck. All right, so what about this? All right, so now I want you to write this down. When you double your speed, you went from 20 to 40. How much longer does it take to stop? Not twice, 4 times. So write that down. Write down, when you double your speed, it takes 4 times as long to stop. I know, you just thought it was about that steering wheel.
It takes 4, you said 4.
4 times you're going to get these questions. All right, guaranteed. 125% you'll get these questions. So, when you get a question that says, if you went from 30 to 60, how much longer does it take you to stop? Your answer is 4 times longer. Now, what about this? What if you triple your speed? You went from 20 to 60. 9 times. That will show up on occasions in paperwork. MVA will not give that to you. But you will get the 4 times. So what I want you to realize is just by, instead of doubling, just going to a triple, how much more advanced your stopping distance becomes. 9 times over that.
Cool.
So this is wrong, and that's out. So these 2 are out. Number 3, we're going to leave that alone. What about this? You're going to die. You're breaking turns, remember? If you're breaking in a turn, it's over. It's over. You've already screwed that scenario up. Hopefully you survive it, and then you won't do it again. Because if you step into a, why would you, let me ask you this, why would you be breaking in a turn?
Panicking.
Why would you break in a turn? Even in your car. Why would
Put
you?
that down.
You're too fast.
Yeah.
If my reaction is to lift this right foot off the ground and go to the brake pedal, I'm too hot in the turn, which means I'm trying to slow the vehicle down, but you're trying to do it the wrong way.
You're supposed to downstart.
You're supposed to downshift, and you can't even do that in a turn. We don't shift or brake in a turn. Everything is what? Before. Very good. Keep that in mind. Everything is before the event. If you do anything inside the event, it is trouble and And all I can do is I hope you got your insurance policy figured out.
Insurance.
All right, so 1, 2, and 4 out. You should choose a speed that lets you stop within a distance you can see ahead. You remember about 10 questions ago was a nighttime question about you should choose a speed to be able to stop within
1 foot
the
right here.
range of your headlights. Remember I gave you the high and low, high beam, low beam?
Yeah.
Right? This is the same answer just for standardized driving. So you should always, in speed management, pick a speed that lets you stop within the distance you can see ahead. So, you're going down the road and things fall apart in front of you, you should be able to stop within that range. Okay? That's that. Any questions? Look, we're not even halfway in this. So just take a deep breath. It's all good, man. This does not come overnight. You will wake up one morning and the light bulb will come over. Okay. It's like anything else. How bad you can look. All you gotta do is do a little stuff. The rewards. So let me quote Romans 8:18. Anybody know a little bit about the Bible? Romans 8:18. For the suffering of this present time is not worthy nor comparable to the glory that will be revealed in us. Pretty heavy shit. It's a powerful chapter. So what that means is the suffering now you're going through, the struggles of learning this, is not comparable to the glory that comes at the end, which will be you're going to be licensed CEO drivers. Cool, right? Heavy stuff. Got the hair on. Love that verse. Good shit. I live by 2. That's one of them. The other one is Hebrews. I learned this after I got cleaning. Hebrews 10:26. Everybody, a lot of the hypocrites out here, especially the old Catholic mob, they used to believe that Monday through Saturday they could go out and kill people with machine guns in Chicago, and then go into church on Sunday, and they were forgiven for all that, and then Monday morning started it all back over again. Well, Hebrews 10:26 has another say on that. It says, "He who willfully sins after having knowledge of the truth, there becomes no more sacrifice for sin." He who willfully sins, which means I knew it was wrong to take from that person, or I knew it was wrong to hurt that person, but I did it anyway. The sacrifice at that point is taken away from you and the consequences are higher. So how does that apply to us? Well, I can tell you this. I didn't get jobless, hopeless, and helpless when I first started drinking and drugging in 1973. That shit came. Next thing I know, I'm jobless, hopeless, and helpless. So every time we repeat sin, the consequence gets higher and higher. I'm only saying this to share with you things that have fixed me, only because I was in my own way. Once I got out of my own way and started hearing a better way, well, I came to and I can tell you, I was like, man, better late than never. Better late than never. Because you know what? A lot of us repeat the same stupid shit every day. I knew I shouldn't have ate that McDonald's cheeseburger, but I did it anyway. And now I'm suffering consequences I won't do. Whatever, right? So, yeah, keep that in mind. I know this is a struggle, a lot of information, but you're going to come through the other side, I guarantee it. Many have done it. All right, 48. So, this is your cargo balance in the cargo area. Sort of. So, center of gravity. Center of gravity of the load. What do we got here? If you're eliminating, what are you getting rid of right off the bat? Number one. You're not keeping it as high as possible. That's going to create higher center of gravity. So 1 is out, 4 is out. So what do you got now?
2 and 3. So
What else are you going to eliminate?
3.
Number 3, which means number 2 is your answer, right? You eliminate this first, which means this is gone. Now this is out, which we know it is a problem. Can make a vehicle more likely to tip over one curve if it's too high. Remember, we just talked about
I'm
this.
just talking about
If you're in a hurry, you're already in trouble. Make sure your center of gravity is as low as you can get it. Make sure it's block low, waste time. When you go into turns, you won't have this problem. Because it don't take a whole lot once you get the load to go, and then it pulls the trouble. That's number two, pretty easy. You'll find that eliminating will really help out considerably. Matter of fact, your final score will be much higher by a third if you stick to your elimination. There's a lot of people, they'll do great in here to go up an MBA, go, ooh, I know what that is. And then they leave with a cheap tear running down the cheek. And look, it happens. Don't be surprised if maybe you. You may break out. Every time I got out of my lane and didn't stick to procedure, pain followed. I swear. And that's one of the things I fixed pretty well. I stayed in my lane. You know, sometimes I had this guy from the mission. I had a couple guys in the mission. And this guy for the last 2 days, I'm trying to help him. I do a meeting, a recovery meeting every Friday. I'm doing it for 6.5 years. I play guitar, we do a meeting, blah, blah, blah. So the guy, a little Filipino bodybuilder, about 5.5 foot tall, he stopped. Dumb as a box of rocks. I told him Friday, I said, here's my name, my number, and the building's right down the street. How do I get there? He said, I said, walk out the front door and hang right. You see the flags. What else I'm going to do? He calls me yesterday. You're supposed to be here last Tuesday. He calls me yesterday. I'm in the library trying to find out how to get to.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
You're 500 feet away. You're 500 feet away. You can throw a stone and hit this building. It's right there, right on the street. I was like, you know what? And then I, if you remember, I had to go home yesterday real quick, and I came back after Terry. Well, he calls me when I'm on the road. I'm out front of the building. It was the last time I heard. Never heard on the rest of them. Never came in class. They put 2 people at the PM. He wasn't one of them. And he disappeared. And he lives in the mission. I don't know if he just decided to go back out. I don't know.
Gave him a shot.
So when I want it more for you than you want it for you, it's dead, right?
We have 2 instructors.
So hang on, man. Hold yourself accountable to show up when you're sick. Okay. Now we're going to get to the real good stuff. This will take us to break. So we're going to talk about triangles now. So in here, you'll figure out what gauges are. In here, pretty much everything we went over and everything we will go over.
Oh, shit. I'm going to catch that motherfucker.
This is my study guide from Great Lakes. So,
Y'all got one over there? Y'all got one over there?
good?
Yep. Oh, he don't have one.
Yeah, my man right here don't have one. Hey, just give me that. This one. Put this right there for me, bro. Oh, thank you.
All right, so the first thing I want you to notice, this is technically 80 pages. That's my study guide right there. This is what they wanted me to teach you out of some years ago. The old regime bikers. Right? Everything that's in here is in here, but mine has more than here.
And this is a shorter version?
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's too intimidating. If I threw this in front of you and say, Brother, read that and come holler at me. You look at me like I'm crazy, man. I couldn't do it. So I told him, we gave it away. I said, don't worry. You'll find this is a great reference when we get to the particulars that I went over. Cargo checks, triangles, your braking formulas, all that is in here. And it's in here in a very short span. I mean, this is front and back, 80 pages. So it's not overwhelming. I think you'll enjoy going through this. So now we're going to talk about triangle placement. People have trouble with this. You are going to get triangle questions. Everybody know what triangle placement is? When you're broke down. Yeah. Bad day. So how many placements are there? And I think it's page 47, so you can look at it. I write it on the board. So we're going to get this in a 3D way. You're going to see it, you're going to hear it from me, and I'm going to write it on the board. I think it's page, I think it's 47. And that's your triangle. I'm sorry, 41. So page 41 gives you your triangle placements, and we're going to write these. So you want to be concerned with three items here: one-way street, two-way street, and a hill. Because if you're on a hill, hills are what? They're blind. So you need to warn the cat that's coming around the corner correctly. You got a question?
No.
All right, so here we go. Let's do the one-way street first. What we're going to do is, this is your truck. All right, so one way. So how do you think we need to do this? We're only warning what? The people coming at us, because we're on the one-way street, right? 10 feet off the bumper. 100 feet off the bumper. 200 feet off the bumper. Pretty simple, right? Not too bad. All right. Two-way street. Now, on two-way, so let me say this. You see this here? The 10 feet over the bumper, it never moves. You're always going to have 10 foot off the back off. What you're going to do in a two-way situation, we're not going to have the 200 foot on the back. We're going to have 100 here, and we're going to take the 200 and move it to the front 100 feet. All right. So here's how you speak this: 110, 100. So if you have an employer, possible employer asks you, before I hire you, can you give me your triangle placements on a two-way street? You're going to say 10, 100, 100, 10, 100, right? All right, so now what do we got left? We got a hill, right? The hill is a problem because you don't want somebody coming around the corner, badass out of hell, and want to hit you, because that's what he's going to do even on a one-way hill with this scenario. So here we go here. Line of sight says, so this is how they train pilots. We've got a couple, I reference Air Force pilots a few times in here to see the airplane, you see why. So line of sight is this: I can't see through the hill. That's a line of sight. It's the same way they communicate pilots. You can't see it like a pilot. So line of sight says, if I'm here, broke down, 200 is not enough. By the time he sees the 200, he's going to hit. What did I say about the 10 footer? Never moves. 10 feet off the back bumper. Next one, same thing. We're on a one-way hill. This is a one-way hill. 1WH. One-way hill, right? 10, 100, What are we moving the last one to? 500. 500's in his face. 500. 10, 100, 500. One way to hill. Right, got that? So now is enough warning here so you won't hit it.
I saw that last night when I was on 95, the trail was on the right side, but it didn't look like it was 10, 100, 200.
A lot of them don't. You're probably right. I see this all the time. You know, most of my character defects come out on the road because I see things that aren't the way they should be. A lot of truckers are lazy, man. They'll just, whatever they think, between here and your body, they'll put triangles. That's not enough. You're not warning people, especially at night. You got to do this during the day as well. You know this is not at night, right? This is during the day as well. But you got to be sure. Because look, DOT is going to bust you. But you're going to be, you may be that unlucky guy or girl, slut block, who get everything happens to. And here you are broke down and you're already having a bad day, and you screwed up your triangle placement, and DOT pulls over and says, hey, what's going on here?
Hey Jim, so how you going to know it's 500 feet? What I think, 500 steps?
You're walking off. I usually walk it off like this in threes. As long as you're displaying a decent gap in between, you should be able to know the gap between 10 and 100. And you should be able to know the gap between 1